Okay guys, today we're gonna talk holiday health hacks. How can you get through the holidays while still enjoying the foods and family and friends that you love, but without derailing your health goals? Number one is during these few days, make sure you're intermittent fasting. So what that means is that you're definitely taking time to not eat. Weird piece of first advice, right? But I find that the holidays just end up being so many breakfast snack, lunch snack, dinner snack, evening snack, maybe some port, maybe some liqueurs. So just make sure you are finding that 12-hour window from the last time you ate till the next time you eat. Number two, stay hydrated. I feel like a lot of the drinks around the holidays tend to be on the dehydrating side, so make sure you are drinking plenty of water between your meals, not with your heavy meal. Drinking while you're eating will actually make bloating worse, especially if you're prone to it. I know drinking water can get a little bit boring, especially around the holidays, so you can have a sparkling mineral water and add a couple cranberries or mint or some citrus just to keep it festive. So tip number three is to make sure you're incorporating some type of movement with your family and friends. So instead of just sitting and eating, maybe you're gonna go for a walk or go for a hike before or after your meal. Before to help get your digestive juices ready to digest, and after to help the motility of the gut. Number four is practicing mindful eating. So I know there are certain households that when everybody sits down, it's like a game of who can get it in faster because everyone wants seconds and wants to make sure there's enough. It's actually really important that when you are sitting down, especially for a really heavy meal, that your first digestion pass should take 1 to 20 minutes long. So you wanna make sure you're waiting till that 20-minute mark so that you're allowing time for your body to actually stay full so that you don't end up with a whole nother plate of food and no space for pumpkin pie. Number five, if you're like me and you really like cranberry sauce, I actually don't like the canned jelly glob thing, and I actually prefer to make my own. It's actually really simple. You buy cranberries and you boil them down, and then at the very end, when it cools a little, you can add a sweetener like erythritol or monk fruit or something that won't spike your blood sugar. Number six, gluten tends to be a pro-inflammatory food or one that people don't really digest well, or maybe bad for people who are prone to bloating like I used to be. So you can make sure that if you have control of the dinner, you can ask to make a gluten-free bread stuffing, and for your gravy, you can use something like arrowroot starch or arrowroot powder instead to thicken the gravy instead of flour. Number seven, this is a piece of advice I'd give whether it's the holidays or not, and that's to make sure that your plate has lots of colors on it. So you might be having Brussels sprouts, you might swap out your potatoes for sweet potatoes, you might get some purple heirloom carrots. There's so many options around holiday time. If family's not really a veggie family, maybe you can bring the veggie dish and make sure to incorporate all those colors. Bonus points is that when you're cooking around the time of the holidays, this time of year, there's so much harvest in bounty, so go to your local farmer's market and pick up the produce from there. Number eight, when it comes to potatoes, if you actually cook the potatoes ahead of time and then reheat them when you're actually ready to have your meal, this increases the amount of resistant starches in the potatoes, and that's food for your good microbiome. Number nine, because these meals tend to be a lot more rich and a little bit heavier than what we would normally eat, I personally definitely pack digestive enzymes. This will help your body digest that meal so you're not feeling so full and need your Thanksgiving pants. Number 10, what dessert do you pick from the dessert tray? If you're hardcore and you don't want any, awesome. If you are tempted, one of the best choices around the holidays is usually pumpkin pie. This is because the filling is usually made in a more keto style with eggs and pumpkin and heavy cream. So my suggestion would be to just scoop out the filling of the pumpkin pie and avoid the crust. Bonus tip is how to upgrade your whipping cream. So instead of getting the canned aerosol stuff, I like to make my own with 100% grass-fed whipping cream and adding vanilla. And when you add the vanilla, it adds a little bit of a sweetness, and then you need to use way less of whatever sweetener you're adding. If you are completely keto, want to watch your blood sugar, you want to use something like monk fruit sweetener or erythritol. But if you are wanting something more natural, just using maple syrup or honey as an alternative. So happy holidays to each and every one of you. If any of these tips served you, make sure to tag us on the gram.